Hey everybody, this is Nathan with Kenzie.
Yo.
We just got back from watching Beauty and the Beast. And we're just recording a few of our quick thoughts on it and what we liked and disliked. So let's go over some likes first, and then we'll go to dislikes. So what did you like about Beauty and the Beast?
The dresses were pretty.
The dress. Costuming was good, yes.
The acting was actually pretty good. Like, I didn't get caught up in Emma Watson being Hermione Granger from Harry Potter, but like she was actually Belle. Like, I didn't catch any of those old parts that she used to play in the movie. Mm-hmm. Which generally, when you see actors who have played a part for so long in their life, you still pick up little things that they did in those movies in the new movie.
Yeah, you can actually tell that she was being a totally different character.
Mm-hmm.
And just as a side note, we'll try to keep this as spoiler-free, so try not to spoil the movie.
There wasn't any spoilers in that.
I know, I'm just saying for further references.
Yes,
okay.
We'll
try not to, we'll try just for our viewers, because they may not have seen this yet. I really liked the extra story they added. I'm not going to talk about what they added, but they added a lot of extra story elements to the original animated one, that we got a bit more backstory on the prince and on Belle.
It definitely helped explain, because like if you think about the animation, it doesn't really say how the prince came to be so mean or rude, and one of the backstories, it covers that, why he got to that point. And
so I found that great.
I did too.
And now down to the negatives, the parts that we were like, ugh. And I have to say, I think we both agree, number one, the worst thing about the movie, audio.
The audio was awful, and that's coming from someone who doesn't do audio whatsoever. It made me cringe when anyone started to sing. Now, I don't know if it's because of the theater we were in, or if it was the actual audio.
It was the theater we were in was, it had problems with the high frequency. It distorted that. It was the auto-tune. They auto-tuned so much that you could hear it. And that's not how auto-tune's supposed to work.
Yeah, and knowing that, listening to the soundtrack of it and listening to the movie, the soundtrack sounds completely different from the movie. The soundtrack actually sounds better.
We were discussing it on the way home in the car, and we were just like, why did it sound so horrible? I was like, especially with a few of the songs, I'm like, I need to hear the the original animated version just to get that song back stuck in my head the way it's supposed to be. And we pulled it up on Spotify, and we were listening to the movie soundtrack, and it's just like, why is this sounding a lot better than it did in the movie theater? Coming from an iPhone speaker, from a 11.7, I think it was, surround sound.
I don't know what the surround sound is.
I think it was 11.7 or something like that. But it sounded a whole lot better on an iPhone than it did in the movie theater.
Now, moving on from the audio, the biggest thing that got me was they made a huge hype about LeFou being gay.
A huge one.
And it's not that big.
No.
Like, if they hadn't announced it, if they didn't make a huge affair about it, you probably wouldn't have even noticed that he was gay.
No, it was just so subtle.
It was way subtle. So I feel like they made a huge thing about it where it really shouldn't have been that big.
Mm-hmm. What would you rate this, just as a final thing, out of 10? What would you rate it?
I'd probably still give it a 7 or an 8. The audio takes it down because, let's be honest, half the movie is listening to it. And if you don't want to listen to it, then there's no point in watching the movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'd do the same, about a 7.5. And same thing with the audio. One of the things that bugged me was the instrumentals and the orchestra and the score seemed to sometimes overpower the vocals. And so they were drowned out what they were singing. But a 7.5, I do recommend watching this. It is a really good film.
It has great special effects, and the details they had on everything was amazing.
Great special effects, great storytelling. Just after you watch it, go listen to the soundtrack to actually understand what they're singing about. But yeah, I do recommend watching it. And we'll see if they remaster it for Blu-ray and DVD. I hope they do.
It'd be great.
All right, and yeah, we may do this after a lot of the films. Just a quick sit down. This is a good one. So yeah, I've been Nathan.
And I'm Mackenzie.
And thank you for listening to us rant a bit about Beauty and the Beast. And we'll see you next time there's a film we see. Bye-bye.
Adios.